Okay, so this is going to be kind of a longer video here, and we're going to be talking about my MCU and multiversal MCU minifigures / big figures and buildable figures. Buildable figure. So, we'll start it off with the first MCU villain here with an added hairpiece, and that is Obadiah Stane, right there. Simple businessman looking guy. No back head printing, so I won't take off the hairpiece that he has. Slight back suit printing with a BLL briefcase there and an orange Power Blast piece because I figured why not. I'm putting them in a Wonder Woman popcorn bucket. Then we have kind of, not really a villain, but definitely an antagonist of Spider-Man, who antagonizes him with his newspaper, and that is J. Jonah Jameson, complete with the Tobey Maguire webbed shut mouth, where it's like, hey, let mom and dad talk for a minute. I initially gave this one the Ultron head from a off-brand Wanda, but I decided, let's not do that. So that Ultron head instead is on the back of Dummy with the dunce cap there. Fire extinguisher here. So yeah, looks like an Iron Man helmet more than an Ultron one, but whatever. And then we have Hela, Goddess of Death here, with her taller legs, and what was that? But anyway, I have the minifigures and things all on a lid from a giant Tupperware, just so I can hold a ton of characters all at once. Hela has a couple of her weapons that she came with in the set, and her helmet, although her hairpiece will be showing up later. Then I have Wong with a green bottle, because he has tea in the bottle, and a time stone magic piece, which Wong never used the time stone, so not really accurate, but I thought I have extra pieces to make that, why not? What's next? Next up, we have Age of Ultron Captain America with an additional shield and the classic Ron Weasley hairpiece right here. I know it sounds funny and weird. Take that and both his shields away to pay attention to the printing. And the print shows up again later. He has some back head printing, but not a whole lot. And a slightly darker face than Captain America should have, with some phenomenal torso printing there. Very cool. See, the face is too dark for Chris Evans, but because Chris Evans is much, much lighter than that, and I'm not sure why he's not represented as such here. I gotta rotate this shield around. I try and make it so that the star doesn't look like it's leaning at all, but yeah, this exact same Captain America minifigure is going to be shown, or won't be shown again, but I do have two of them, so I guess I will show it, but two of the exact same Captain Americas here. Just one is customized, the other is not. Then we have Ned Leeds from No Way Home with the magic containment box, a web piece thing, and the Doctor Strange cloak because it saves him in the movie. I'm going off the assumption that everyone has seen No Way Home at this point. And here's his alternate expression where he's a bit worried or something. So, yeah. Putting this Cape back on is pretty easy. I really like these new rubbery capes. They're really useful. Then we have Age of Ultron Hulk version 1. This is the one from the Hulkbuster set from the original Age of Ultron line of sets. So that's cool. And then we have a Ultron Sentry with the antenna sticking up like that. Don't know what that's based on because he never has antenna like this in the movie, but gave him 2 orange stud blasters. I never armed the stud blasters because they launch too easily for my taste, so I always just have them on the back. Then with a couple of added guns, a scuba mask breathing piece, and a wacky hairpiece, we have Civil War crossbones. We'll take these custom pieces off and so you can see what the character actually looks like, which is what I'll do with every custom character that I added custom stuff to, and even ones that I didn't, just so you can see the full effect of the character. He does have some back head printing that doesn't show up all that well on camera. But yeah, I think he was initially actually supposed to have the gas mask like this, but I added a hairpiece and 2 of these custom blasters from Brick Arms. Even though these blasters would probably be more likely for LEGO to make because they don't look realistic. Anyway, moving on. Proxima Midnight with an energy blast piece as well as her double-edged sword. I don't think she does have an alternate expression and back printing as well. So here's the alternate expression and back printing. I'll take the power blast piece away to show more of her torso and her sword there. Here we go. No leg printing, which is disappointing, but that's okay. Yeah. Then I have 2 generic no jetpack Hydra agents from the Age of Ultron opening scene diorama set. There's a little bit of back printing for the head, but there isn't a third Hydra agent that came in the set, but it has a jetpack, hence these ones are jetpackless. But we'll get to that in a minute after we show 2 undead berserkers from Ragnarok. These are resurrected, like zombie-looking Asgardian soldiers. I don't have Hela's dog built. I do have it, but I don't have it built. So we're moving on now. Then we have an Infinity War Stormbreaker Thor with an added Brick Arms blaster there. I have him on his lightning eyes face because it fits the scene, although he does have a calmer expression. Lots of good printing on this guy. I wish they came up with a custom piece for Stormbreaker instead of doing this. Like, they made a custom piece for Mjolnir. Like, come on. And it's been used several times since as other just generic hammers. But then we have an Outrider with a pistol and a couple of energy blast pieces in his bonus arms. So here's the. I've got a bunch of these Outriders. I think I have like 5 that are all pretty much the same. They have different accessories. Therefore, I'll be showing them all. And with the last one, I'll take all the accessories away, including the neck bracket piece, and show the back of the character. So here's another one that has a unicorn horn, 2 blasters, sword, and dynamite. You can see the back of its head already, right there. Then we have what I think is Infinity War Star-Lord right there. I think I got this one in my Infinity War set. I gave him the Advent Calendar earmuffs. He can also be angry. Cool character. I wish he had the mask, because I think Star-Lord's helmet mask thing is cool, but whatever. And then we have Gladiator Hulk, which looks really cool. Love his giant hammer and giant axe. Even something like this for Stormbreaker would have been cool, although less jagged and more smooth. But anyway, love the Gladiator arm there. Very cool. Then we have Talos, who I initially had as a villain, but given the context of the movie, he's not actually the villain. So I don't think, yeah, no back of the head printing, which does make sense because he has ears. And Thanos looks like a purple scroll with his nutsack chin. So yeah. Then we have another Outrider with three sets of handcuffs, a baton with two Lord of the Ring rings on it, a mug, and a power blast element. I think I still have three more Outriders, give or take. But yeah. Then an MCU adjacent character that we have is Venom, and unlike in my previous video, which I just reviewed today, I have him with two web handcuffs. So take that away, and we'll take away the hairpiece, which I think might be a different hairpiece than the one I had him using initially, just to show off the sheer amount of printing on this guy. Oops. First off, we'll show the front details, then we'll rotate him around to the sides and whatnot, and the back. But here is the front printing with Eddie, the half Eddie, half Venom. We are Venom look going. I don't like his alternate expression because I don't like the tongue being in the eye like that. I think that looks kind of dumb. That's why I cover that one with a hairpiece. But here's the back printing, which looks good. Then some veiny detailing on the back of the character, or on the side, I mean. And even more so on the other side, right here. Even on the hip piece, there's a little bit. So that is kind of interesting. And then, like I said, he has two sets of handcuffs so he can arrest two characters. Then we have another multiverse character, which is Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2 with an added Ray hairpiece. Take that off because there is some detailing on the back of his head there. Lots of printing all over him. This was a Polybag exclusive minifigure, which I feel like should have been in a set with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. However, there has been an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man made since then, which I do have. In the last video that I referenced a minute ago, I did not have Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, so I used my What If Spider-Man as Andrew Garfield, which it isn't. I also have an updated Tobey Maguire as well, because I got the No Way Home Final Battle. But here's Sylvie. I saw someone on YouTube gave Sylvie the updated Mad Eye Moody hairpiece, and I think it looks fine, but I like the helmet on here, the horns. But she has some sidearm printing, no leg printing period. But here's the back printing, alternate expression, slightly cocky looking. I decided to have her happy versus cocky. Then we have Frog Thor, Alligator Loki, and the Goose the Flurkin on that chrome brick that I mentioned in my previous video or previous showcase. Yeah. Then we have a couple different Agathas. They're the same Agatha, but I have them with it since they have two expressions. One is on one side, one is on the other. Trying to find my dark hold here because I gave both of them a dark hold, but they aren't holding it. So here's Agatha with her normal expression. I'll take the hair off and first show the dark hold. And I'm gonna have to try and do this somehow. Yeah. So here's that, and the inside has a tile in there. Here's the other side of the minifigure. Here you can see she's winking. On the other minifigure, on one of my other, so three of them I have like this. The other one I have winking. So I brought up the winker as well, where she's winking. So there you go. Then we have Giant Man. I mentioned him in the previous video, but never actually showed it. And he has two wasp figurines on his hands, one on either hand. And he does have a face print right there. Obviously not a dual molded head or dual sided head because he's brick built and you can't really expect that much out of Lego to do a dual sided brick built head. So moving on. Next we have the Mark 85 with the updated helmet piece right here. Looks good. It has one of the new common Iron Man heads with the heads up display, which is the one I have facing out. So when you lift up the faceplate, you get the heads up display, which I think looks really good. Then we have No Way Home Green Goblin right here with his glider, looking good. Well, looking evil, but the character design looks really good. Here's the back printing and his alternate face. I like the goggles look. That's why I have him on the side with the goggles. There you go. Then we have Nebula with an added night helmet, which I'll take off to show more of her printing. Some back head printing and her face. Very shiny. I didn't bring up a couple of my Guardians of the Galaxy characters because they're not accurate to the MCU. Like my Holiday Drax and Nebula. So this is the only Nebula that I have that is actually in the MCU. Then we have the Grandmaster with gold web handcuffs because in his gold arm and a sword in his regular arm. Jeff Goldblum. Here's a different expression. Here's a top hat wearing, gun toting, and thirsty outrider. It's got two mugs to stay hydrated. And here's an off-brand Iron Man Mark 1, which I think the helmet should have carried over to the official, but it didn't. I'll show that one next, but it's hard to get this armor piece off of him, so I'm just going to leave this armor piece on. I will show the face, or one of them. It's that face. I'll show the other side of it with a different minifigure because it is based on an official minifigure, but we'll get to that in a second. But first, here's the official Lego Mark 1. See, that helmet just doesn't fit the character very well. No face printing on this one's just a clear silver head, or clear white head, clear colorless head. Words. There. Go. Then with a knight helmet and two gauntlet pieces, we have the Shocker from Homecoming. And I'll take one of the gauntlets off to show his sidearm printing. It's the same on both sides. Then Here's the actual face and the back. No leg printing, which is fine, because this character didn't really have that intricate of design on his legs. He just had like a pair of black pants on. So then we have the original Vulture MCU minifigure with a Michael Keaton style head. I wish they gave him a hairpiece because he could have used it like the Peter Venkman hair. He does have some back head printing as well. And I thought this one looked really good for a first iteration of the Vulture. Then we have an Age of Ultron Loki scepter wielding Thor here, with Mjolnir obviously as well. This one has an angry expression without the lightning eyes, which is a little disappointing. But an overall great character design. Again, I wish they would make an actual Stormbreaker piece, but you have to rely on custom characters for that and knockoffs. Then we have Blonde Widow, Black Widow, with her blonde hair. And alternate expression right there. Back printing. No arm printing, but she does have some leg printing that I'll attempt to show off there. I think I have a redhead one as well somewhere for Age of Ultron, but I think it's probably in the other container because I have 2 containers of characters that I brought down. Then we have Echo. Surprising since she has a TVMA show. I don't really understand what her weapon is. And I gave her a web power blast. And I love the hairpiece they have for her. That's really intricate. She has a unique leg there to look more cybernetic and false. False meaning it's like a prosthetic, not like false fake Lego or anything. She's got some sidearm printing, back printing, back face. Again, I don't know what the heck this accessory is supposed to be, but anyway, really cool character. Another multiversal appearance is that of the Punisher, because there have been a couple of live action Punisher movies. And granted, this one is based off comics and not the live action. But on the other side, he has a band-aid on his head and he's angry. Some back printing. I extended the magazine on his gun to go ham. Then we have Ragnarok Loki, where he can be happy. There's back printing. We'll rotate the helmet around or take it off entirely. He's scared of the Hulk. It's because puny god. Then we have a torch-wielding Ultimate Ultron. I think, or regular Ultron, Ultron Prime, something like that. We'll take off both armor pieces so you can see more of his head print, and we'll take away his weapon. Here's more of the head and the back of the head. And yeah. While I'm assembling this, or reassembling it, I'm going to mention that I have a ton of characters still to go through, and we're already at like 25 minutes almost. So yeah. Up next, we have a customized Ultron Mark 1 with power blasts, a mustache, and hair. We'll take the mustache and the hair away. I think they nailed this character the first time, and I think having a solid head in the newer sets doesn't do the character justice because his head was not complete, and this reflects that. But there's a lot of really good printing on this guy. Right there. Even on the back of the head. I just thought it would be really funny to give him a mustache and hair. So clearly I did that. Because I like to be funny. My minifigures. The mustache came from the, I think, original Lego movie sets with a sheriff and not a robot. Spoiler alert, he is a robot. I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but Sheriff Not a Robot is in fact a robot. Okay. Yeah. Here's that other Hydra agent that I mentioned has a jetpack. Literally the only difference is the jetpack. Then we have Killmonger with 2 Star Wars blasters. This is in his Black Panther suit. Right here. Lots of good printing. Then we have Ebony Maw with Hela's hair. Because why not? He does have some back head printing and back printing that is covered up by the hairpiece. But get lost, Squidward. And I think this is my next to last Outrider. This one has a gold statue, Wolverine claws, a spear, Mr. Knight's baton, and a power blast. There you go. And then this one, which is the most heavily armed, he has a Minecraft pickaxe and a large assortment of, I think, fully automatic guns, honestly. There he is. We're going to take away all the accessories. And finally show what the back of this minifigure looks like. Right there. And now I gotta rearm him. I don't really care if the weapons are in a different order. I'm just giving him his weapons back. I got a ton of these brick arms guns during my mission and thought I'm gonna give some characters some more realistic guns. Got them for like $1. So then we have Trevor Slattery, aka the Not Mandarin, with a flamethrower and power blast piece. I'm going to take the beard and hair off to show more of the printing, and he does have a double-sided face. So I'll take his weapons away too. Here's the back head. Here's the main head. That is not an arc reactor on his chest. It's just a what is that? Like a medallion, I guess. Yeah. I tried to make him more menacing because for the first majority of Iron Man 3, he was pretty menacing. Then they were like, psych! And then we have Cole Obsidian with his weapon there. Lots of printing, love the shoulder pads, love the custom head. Yeah. Then we have a minifigure that I think looks like Tom Holland's Peter Parker, but isn't technically Tom Holland's Peter Parker. And that is the Daily Bugle's Peter Parker here. And he has the same head as the Tobey Maguire Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so it's like I added him a baton. He had the satchel and the camera already. Speaking of Tom Holland, here is the Homecoming suit with the added slippers and web gun and hair. Lots of printing. I think I covered him in a previous video. Nothing's changed on the character. So there you go. In that video, I said I did not have an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but now I do. And he's up next. Where is he? Here he is. So here is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man from the Final Battle No Way Home set. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I think it's a lot creepier to have Spider-Man carry around a Peter Parker head than Peter Parker just carry around a Spider-Man mask. So here is his mask. And some back printing there. Voila. Next up, we'll do the other two Peter Parkers. So we have the updated Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Oh, I need actually to grab Andrew Garfield again because he has another expression right there. And here's Tobey Maguire, where he has a more angry expression as well. And his mask piece. Again, Spider-Man shouldn't be carrying around a Peter Parker head. Kind of creepy. Hi, Benny, you finally came out. Whoop-de-doo. And here's Tom Holland, integrated Iron Spider type suit with his mask. Same expressions I just showed with the Daily Bugle Peter Parker. Then we have Thanos with a sword and fully armed Infinity Gauntlet right here. I'm going to save him and put him up at the top. Then we have Bro Thor with an axe piece and Mjolnir and the Aquaman hair. And he has the lightning expression on the Bro Thor head. This one came in an Asgardian battle pack with, where'd it go? With a character we'll get to later. Then here is the end of the movie Ultron with an added gun and power blast piece with an upside down hand for some reason. Not sure why that is. But here's all the print on him. When I show the Iron Legionnaire, I'll show what his face looks like because he shares a face with the Iron Legionnaire. But lots of cool printing on this guy. Yeah. Like I said, I'll show his face better when we get to the Legionnaire. So I also like the color of the plastic on this guy. Then we have an extremis soldier here. With some back printing and an alternate expression. This head does glow in the dark, which is kind of a cool little gimmick. Then we have a comics accurate Daredevil, not accurate to his MCU costume from She-Hulk, but it works. And then in the previous video, or in a previous video, not the previous video that I made, but one of the previous ones, I talked about how Captain America had kind of a scaly pattern to him. And that is translated onto this minifigure, kind of near the star there. His arm is sideways for the shield. Yeah. And he has a grumpier expression there. And a better look at his front expression, where it kind of looks like Peter Parker. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Then we have I think it was the Sakaran's just Paperman. One of the Sakaran soldiers with a cool gun piece that should be reused soon. And a blank black briefcase. He does have another side to his expression here. And yeah. Up next, before we get too much further, we have the updated Vulture. This one still has his wings built. I did not have the wings built for the other one. But I'm going to take off the wings. Makes him very top heavy. It will not stand unless he's standing on a stud. So here's that face and alternate expression with the green eyes. And also, here's his back printing. No sidearm or leg printing whatsoever, but that's okay. I gave his second breathing apparatus mask thing to a minifigure sized Hulk. Don't know why, but I just felt like doing that. And I put gold webbing on his wings, because why not? Then we have the Red Skull. Pizza time. With 2 pizzas. He's not going to share. He's the Red Skull. He's going to eat the pizza all to himself. But yeah. Red Skull with pizza. Then we have Zombie Hunter, aka Spider-Man Supreme Spider-Man with the blonde wig that I mentioned in a previous video. This one has the same expressions as the other I keep wanting to say Tobey Maguire. Tom Holland Spider-Man characters, and 3 of those web pieces. He only played with 1. Oops, don't get on him. Then we have the updated Age of Ultron Hulk Mark II, where you can carry a character on the back. It has a removable head and hairpiece. I wish he had a double-sided head, where he's maybe not yelling at someone. But yeah. Then we have God of Stories Loki with a TVA mug and his variant outfit. I showed this character in more detail in a previous video, so I'm just going to leave him on his throne there. Then we have Scarlet Witch Wanda Maximoff with the correct colored magic. Here's her alternate expression and her magic eyes. Her magic eyes aren't angry this time, which, that's okay. Because she wasn't really angry when she was wearing that outfit. Then we have one of my Valkyrie minifigures. I guess the other one is not in with this batch. But here's Valkyrie with an added ski pole. Here's the back printing. Gunmetal gray pants, no print on them. Looks good. Corvus Glaive here is up next. And I'll be taking away his accessories. I gave him an extra sword. He does have an alternate face. Back printing. No leg printing again, but that's okay. Then we have Multiverse of Madness Wanda with blood and a donut, or blood print and a donut with a bottle scythe. Benny, stop. Benny's trapped in here with me. Benny, quit digging the carpet. You can see more of the gore printing on her without the hair. And it looks as though she's barefoot. Then we have Captain Marvel. And I really defend the Captain Marvel movie because it introduced me to my biological father, because that's how I met him, was going to see Captain Marvel with him. So I hold it in high esteem for that. Here's the Battle of New York Loki with a Tesseract clear brick. He has the old Lex Luthor head, which I guess you could say is the old Loki head in this case. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with wacky hair, a web blaster, and a beehive web. Another Mandarin. This one is slightly different. Same expressions and whatnot, but different outfit. So there you go. This one I'll have on the other face. While it is a happy face, with the beard, it looks angry. Then we have a version of T'Challa Black Panther with a kryptonite sword and Wakandan shield. Back head printing, very cool. Civil War Wanda with inaccurate magic and the Supergirl head. There, no leg printing. Then we have Gamora. I'm looking to see if I have my other Gamora here, if she's elsewhere, and she is elsewhere. But I do have two different Gamoras. There's this one. Back head printing and back printing there. With a little bit of purple in her hair, purplish pink. Then we have Ragnarok Thor from the Gladiator sequence, where he's like, "Yes, I know him. He's a friend from work." Zombie Captain America with all kinds of zombie prints. The one time they gave Captain America Steve Rogers leg printing, and it's a zombie. Again, I gave him a knife. With some back head printing and whatnot. And a scuffed up shield. Then we have two Captain Carters that I ended up fixing the Tesseract pieces for. And that is cool. We'll take away her hairpiece on both to show the alternate expressions. Both of them, I think, fit the character. I kind of wish the CMF hair was on the Hydra Stomper one here, but it's not. So, that's okay. Then we have Pepper Potts in her Age of Ultron. Iron Man 3 attire. Alternate face and back printing. She has a wrench and fire extinguisher. I added a mug to Photon. If you don't know who Photon is, it's Monica Rambeau. There we go. Love the hairpiece like I mentioned in a previous video. There's her other face and the first face. Again, I liked having minifigures being happy. I gave her a mug to have some cocoa. Then we have She-Hulk with Abomination's case file and Wong on speed dial. Here. I'll go ahead and take off her hair and show all the large amount of printing on this character. Dual molded arms, dual molded legs. A very happy face and a less happy face, but still happy. All kinds of printing. Here's Wong on speed dial. I would have given her a couple of bricks to stand on, or a couple of the flat bricks to stand on to make her look taller. But here's the Abomination case file there. And yeah, great rendition of the character. Here's another Ultron Sentry with blasters and Loki's hair. Here is Mantis right there, the guitar. This one I think is from the Advent Calendar. If not, then the next one is. But I think they have the same face. Pretty much. She could also be angry, which is not something that she is in the movie at all. So, not sure why that's an angry expression, but this one has a staff and a turkey. It came in a holiday set, so. Then we have the red snapper with energy blast pieces in his weapons there. And here's that face I mentioned earlier that the Mark I off-brand had. Scared and happy. Couldn't see the scared one on the previous version, so or the previous character. Then with different expressions here, we have, I'll keep that on for a second. The Heartbreaker armor with 2 sting swords. He has alternate expressions. So much printing on this character. Yeah. Iron Spider with no web pieces for some reason. Go ahead. I think I showed this character off in another video, so I'm not going to do it this time. Taserface. You know what would be a really kick butt name? Taserface. That voice was not fun to do. I mean, it was, but wasn't at the same time. Come on, Taserface, take your head off. There we go. Character's a bit stiff. The minifigure's a bit stiff, I mean. Yeah. Lots of cool printing on him. Here's the back torso Ravager printing. I think it would have been funny if he actually shot tasers out of his face. Then here's Agent Coulson with another phone piece. This one, can't really tell who he's calling, but it's at 81%. Then he has a blaster. And then kind of a cartoony look. But I think this side fits the MCU better than the other one does. So, yeah. Then we have Hydra Man with throwing stars things. This is supposed to be an actual person, not just an element. Elements come to life. So that's one thing I ding Far From Home on. But there you go. Then we have Michelle Jones with an alternate expression as well. She has a hammer and a wrench to battle bad guys with. Here's another Ragnarok Thor. This one's not in his gladiator attire, although he still has the helmet. And he has the lightning eyes. Please hold. Okay. Next, we have another Sakaran soldier. This one's more of a robot. I gave him one of the Lightyear helmets, Power Blast, and a gold staff. Last Ultron Sentry. This one has another Hela hairpiece from a different character. Mark 43. Iron Man. This one has the same face as the Silver Centurion, so there you go. He also is holding 2 $100 bills because he's rich. Here's another Iron Man, or Captain America, I mean. This one had a jetpack, but I took it off for an MCU variation because this looks like 2012 Cap, minus the hammer, obviously. But I'll go ahead and put his jetpack back on just so you can see what it looks like. And he has the alternate head. Face print. There you go. Doctor Strange from No Way Home. His cape is with Ned. Mark 50 Iron Man has the heads-up display face and its alternate face. This one is Infinity War. The OG Wanda with her angry heat vision eyes, even though she doesn't have heat vision. The Mark 45 with a spider tracer on its custom gun and a sword. This one has the angry and very angry Iron Man face. Then we have the the Homecoming suit with the silver, which is Mark 47. And this one just has a blank blue head that is transparent like the energy blasts. One James Buchanan Barnes with sidearm print and an angry face as well. Here's a Doctor Strange that does have his cape. Same outfit as the other one, but he has Time Blast pieces. What I think is my favorite version of Electro so far in LEGO. I would love to see him give him like a custom mask piece where like the front is transparent yellow and solid yellow on the back, so he could have an alternate expression. But I think he looks quite good here. Then we have a generic SHIELD agent where he's just a random guy at SHIELD and he can be scared. Maybe he was around when Thanos showed up and saw people disappearing. Then we have the inside out gold and black Spider-Man suit. This is not a Venom suit, as black suits usually are, unless they're Miles Morales, who is not included in this video. Then we have a couple of shotgun-wielding Visions here. One is White Vision with T'Challa's head, hairpiece, I mean. And the other is Infinity War with an accurate Mind Stone piece. There was one that had a blue Mind Stone, and I was like, why is that blue? Clearly yellow. Maybe because they were basing it on Loki's scepter, because the scepter has it look blue, but whatever. Groot. This is Teen Groot before he got all beefy. Here's the Mark II with a Sokovia briefcase and a blaster. Here's the Mark 6 or 7, whichever one had the triangular piece. Has this set of expressions. I need to take this backpack off to show the back printing because there is some. But I gave him a broom and a shovel to be kind of weird. I think LEGO really nailed the original Iron Man helmet. The One Piece helmet looks good for comic book versions or cartoon versions, but the MCU one should really use this original mold. Here's the Civil War suit there. And then here's the Gemini armor for space travel. His face is pretty much gone because the print was not that good. I mean, it was good printing, but the quality was bad, so it faded away so fast. Here's a Chitauri soldier. I gave him one of the like scuba diving oxygen tank backpack pieces. I think it looks like a jetpack. So, in my mind, at least for that character, it's a jetpack. And then we have Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, with a bottle because he's thirsty, has some soda, and a web piece. Don't ask why he has a web. I was just being silly. Yeah. Then I have this container full of characters as well. This one has more of the multiversal trespasser type characters. And we'll go ahead and put Thanos in here at the bottom. First up is one of the drones from Guardians Volume 1. This is one of the prison scene. I'm just going to have to hold this, I guess. Then we have another Mark 50. This one has a jetpack, a stinger like Wanda's original magic color, which was inaccurate, and a red blaster. I think heads-up display face. Yes. Okay. Mr. Knight with, which I think is T'Challa's hairpiece, because I got a lot of T'Challa's. Christmas tree Groot. The base of the minifigure is the official Groot character. I gave him a flaming swordfish. And he has a phone, because he's always playing with technology. Then we have a Civil War Falcon with busy weaponry. I'm going to take away the weapons and show more of his printing there. The wings are sadly stickered. He also has Red Wing. It's cool. I personally think LEGO needs to quit with the stickers and just print everything. If you can print it on a sticker, print it on the piece yourself, because they never turn out right for a lot of people. I'm not alone in that. Minifigures as well as actual sets, just print everything. Keeping with the Captain America or the Falcon / Captain America theme, here's the CMF Falcon. He also has Red Wing on the back there, and he has a Justice League shield as well as a regular Captain America shield. Lots and lots of printing I showed in a previous video. Here's Valkyrie with a baguette and a sword. She got hungry. She couldn't find any booze, so she went with a baguette. Then we have another Pepper Potts. This one's based on Iron Man 1. With an angry expression for some reason. And back printing. Then we have War Machine with 2 of the shields that I gave the Weasley Captain America. We'll take that off in his armor pieces to show more of his printing. I believe this one's from the airport battle sequence where he gets kind of damaged. Like, the character gets damaged, not the minifigure. But if you've seen that sequence, which if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? But anyway, that is War Machine. Love the helmet print. I think he could have done with a heads-up display, but I'm not sure how it would translate onto Rhodey. So there you go. Then we have another Mark 43 with shurikens. A Mark 7 with energy blast pieces. This one's fake. I have a real one right here. Yep. Then we have a helmetless Mark 85 with 2 elven spears. Sharon Carter with a ninja sword added. Come on. I want to take your hair off, not your head. Ugh. She has the Leia head. Yeah. Benny, you're being a distraction. Then we have the original War Machine. He has no face left because the print quality was terrible. We have Logan with blood on him and chrome claws. No alternate head. I did say multiverse, didn't I? Then we have Mark 42 with the single helmet piece. Heads-up display head. We have Mr. Fantastic, who has long arms and regular arms. The regular arms are holding cherries and are in handcuffs to stay together. And the long arms have a gun and a venom/carnage sword. Great design, based on John Krasinski. He has side printing on the arms, legs, and body, which is definitely not a Lego thing, because Lego doesn't usually print the sides of the torso. We got a bunch of different Rocket Raccoons. Here's one from Guardians 2, which there's another one here somewhere from Guardians 2 as well. We'll get to that when we get to that. In the meantime, here's Korg. Got any tips on how to get into the MCU there, Korg? Oh, just realize that you have a dream and that it will only ever be a dream, and throw out the dream, because you're never going to be in the MCU, my friend. But I am in the MCU now. Here's Deadpool with a B.A. Baracus headpiece, a deformed leg, and misprint torso. The headpiece he came with was also a misprint. It was printed upside down. Then we have the Advent Calendar Turkey Roastin' Rocket. Benny, hush! With his printing. I like to arm my minifigures as much as I can, and can't get much more armed than this. Then we have Original Guardians Rocket with the orb and gun with a flame piece coming out the back. Benny, hush! Here's Gamora Thanos with her baton and sword. Stealth armor Iron Man. The Mark III Iron Man, back printing. Same heads-up display that we've been seeing a lot. Less skeptical Nick Fury with a crescent sword that, honestly, if it was silver, it would match Moon Knight. Adult giant Groot with a silver mug and Star-Lord gun. Another orange rocket with a Mega Blast gun and a wrench. The other Guardians 2 rocket with a machine gun and a regular gun. A Kuye with a hairpiece and energy blast piece, in addition to her spear. The Iron Patriot, which I believe is the last time we saw actual Rhodey. Star-Lord with Groot's armor piece on top. Danny, hush! Black Widow. Told you I had a regular Black Widow. This one's Age of Ultron. Lots of printing. Gunmetal gray torso, black arms. Very cool. Goliath from What If. He has 2 Ant-Man statuettes. Actually, I think that other hairpiece that Moon Knight has might be from him. I have 2 Iron Legionnaires, so I'm only going to show one of them because they're both the same. However, I am going to take the helmet off and show that Ultron head that I mentioned. Right there. Has print on the back, on the bottom that looks kind of fuzzy. It's supposed to look fuzzy like energy fluctuating. Dude, where's your other sword? Deadpool with Wolverine's hair. This face was printed upside down on the one that had the deformed leg. Here's another Okoye with ice skates and 2 spear pieces. One of them is on a... Benny, hush! Come on, bud. A ski hockey thing. Here is Shuri with another Ant-Man figure and Mr. Knight's fish. Hang on, I'm going to take care of Benny. Benny was whining to get out of the bedroom, so I let him out. Then we have cut in half Deadpool, where his legs start, or not cut in half, but ripped in half. Take the swords off so you can see his back printing with butt cheeks. Yeah, Lego would never do that, but this company did. He has kind of a burned Anakin face and toes as well. And Star Wars short blasters. Then we have Angry Eyes Hulk or Banner with machine guns. Ant-Man with a trophy and shrink/enlarging gun. We'll take those away. Those are Infinity Stone pieces, by the way. That they look like. It has the same headpiece as Peter Parker. Anyway. Good torso printing, good leg printing. Then we have Bob Ross Pool, from a short released before Deadpool 2, where he's painting a Bob Ross picture. Mystique. Her alternate expression looks really dumb, so I have her on the angry side. She has two fake guns. One's Creo, one's whatever brand she is. Storm from X-Men 97, released in the MCU, so it's an Elseworlds multiverse version. Love the hairpiece. Lightning's nice to see. Good printing throughout. Quantum Realm Ant-Man. Quantum Realm Hawkeye, my bad. Can also be angry. I think the newer hairpiece they introduced for him with the CMF works better, but whatever. And he has a Carnage Tendril weapon. I like the Quantum Realm suits. I just wish they were a little more personalized to the characters. Then we have Negasonic Teenage, longest name ever. Her alternate face looks more normal than her angry face there, which is a variation on the coloring for Supergirl, I believe. And she has a Batman utility belt. Then we have a phony Wolverine. This one is a knockoff character, but it's a good knockoff. The helmet just gets stuck on the head, so yeah. But they didn't include a hair piece, so it's a little bit more forgivable. Here's the official Wolverine, which you could say is from Deadpool and Wolverine, kind of. Even though the design of the character is a bit different in the movie. There's his goggles in there. You can give him the white. The goggles are for the white out in his eyes to look like Deadpool. Here's the updated Age of Ultron cap. Same expressions as the previous one, but updated. The Endgame one I showed earlier, I mean. Here is a fake Tony Stark with a print from the Malibu Mansion and a phone here. Here's Age of Ultron remake Hawkeye. Nice bow. Just the one face. This hairpiece works a lot better for Jeremy Renner, honestly. Here's another Bucky with two SMGs, submachine guns. Alternate expression. I don't think the hair matches the character all that well, but that's okay. Star-Lord from the Advent Calendar. There's other expression. Surfboards or bone armor. This is official Lego, I think. Come on. Oh, yes, it is. He has 2 slices of pizza. Then we have Black Panther with a Wakanda briefcase and crossbow. Don't ask why he has a crossbow. I was just being creative. The Mark V holding the briefcase version. No face print, just a clear head, but awesome, awesome character. Mark 43 with a one-piece helmet, has the heads-up display head and power blasts. Sentinel head that came with Wolverine. We see a Sentinel foot in Deadpool and Wolverine, so that one's kind of accurate as well. Werewolf by Night with the Moonstone, or Bloodstone, or whatever it's called. Alternate expression and the printing and whatnot. Looks really good. He has sidearm printing that makes him look more animal-like. And he has 2 of the Bloodstones because he came with 2. Catman, or a Wolverine brown variant. Gold armor. Original Mark 52 with a white head underneath. Mark 50 with Power Blast light. Pepper, I mentioned her in a previous video, so I don't need to go over that again. Tony with a hammer. Gonna iron out some kinks in his armor. Iron armor. Cap from Infinity War. I think the beard should have stuck around in Endgame, but whatever. It's fine. Doctor Strange. Orange Power Blasts. T'Challa Star-Lord. Dual molded legs that would work for a regular Star-Lord. And the face print. Thor with one of these nice new capes. I've started using capes if they're like these. Do more of these. Bruce Banner with a scuba mask, claws, and a bat. Baseball bat. Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. So we have Hawkeye 1 and Hawkeye 2 here with the printing and whatnot. Our side is battle damaged. And so is she. I love the amount of print and detail on these characters. And the pink arms don't even bother me. On Hawkeye 2, Kate Bishop. Then we have a Mark 43 remake with the heads-up display face. The newer helmet mold. Newer helmet mold looks okay, but they really nailed it the first time. I should never have changed it, except for like cartoon versions, but it's fine. And last but definitely not least, we have, I'll take his hat off, Meek, the alien spider creature, who I gave this red hat to. Not for accuracy, just for fun. And wow, that is the end of that video. We're almost an hour, 15 minutes. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it has. And my dog, two of our dogs bark too darn much. That's currently happening. You probably hear it in the background of the video. So, whatever. Obedience, he would have failed obedience school because his obedience is next to none.